You know when you're scrolling online and you see that one product that's suddenly everywhere? Today, we're diving into one of those, a very green teeth whitener that is absolutely flying off the virtual shelves. So, what is the deal with these things? Let's get into it. So, this is the tagline for these InoPro whitening strips. Green is the new white. It's catchy, right? A little confusing for sure, but it definitely makes you stop and wonder what's going on. And this number? This is exactly why we're talking about it. Over 20,000 of these kits were bought on Amazon in just the past month. That's not just popular, that's what you call viral. So the big question is this a legitimately revolutionary product, or is it just some really clever marketing? For this explainer, we're going right to the source. We're deconstructing their Amazon product page to break down the claims, the ingredients, what real customers think, and of course, the fine print. Okay, first up, let's just look at how this product sells itself, which is all built around that very memorable, very strange slogan, green is the new white. And that leads us to their main angle, their big promise, that it's completely peroxide-free. Now, this is a huge deal in the whitening world because they're focusing on what they don't have. And check out this list of claims. They're trying to have it all. They say it's peroxide-free and gentle, but also powerful enough to remove deep stains. They also throw in that it's enamel-safe, plant-based, lab-tested, and even has a coconut mint flavor. It really sounds like they're trying to be the perfect solution for everyone. And this right here perfectly sums up their whole strategy. You see, most whitening strips use hydrogen peroxide, a chemical bleaching agent that, as many of us know, can cause some serious sensitivity. InoPro is positioning itself as the exact opposite, a gentle, cosmetic, plant-based alternative for everyone who can't handle the harshness of traditional whiteners. So, if it's not peroxide, then what on earth is actually in these green strips? Let's peel back the label and see what the ingredient list tells us. The main ingredient they highlight is something called arbutin. It's actually derived from the bearberry plant. You might have even heard of it in skincare products, but here it's being used for its cosmetic brightening effects. So the bottom line is, it's a plant-based brightener. And here's the answer to the big mystery. What makes them green? It's a chlorophyllin copper complex. Yep, it's literally derived from what makes plants green. Then they've added coconut oil, probably to double down on that gentle claim, and some menthol for the minty flavor. Okay, so that's the brand's story. That's what they want us to believe. But what do the thousands of people who've actually used these strips have to say? It is time for a customer reality check. Well, out of nearly 8,000 reviews, it holds a really strong 4.4 out of 5 stars. And just look at that donut chart. A massive 73% of people gave it a perfect 5-star rating. That is overwhelmingly positive. But as we all know, the full story is always in the details. Amazon's AI summary of all those reviews gives us a fantastic snapshot. When it comes to effectiveness, most people say their teeth got noticeably whiter, but some said the results were kind of meh. The no sensitivity claim seems to hold up for most. But here's a weird twist. A few people actually reported more sensitivity. And whether they stick to your teeth, it's a toss-up. Some say they stay put perfectly, others say they slide right off. This review right here, this is the dream customer. This person highlights exactly what the brand promises, real results with zero pain. This is the kind of review that makes people click buy now. But then you have the other side of the coin. This review points out a potential major downside to that unique green formula. They describe a dark, seaweed green residue that's apparently really hard to brush off. Now that is a practical problem you won't find in the marketing copy. All right, last but not least, let's look at the part of the page most of us just scroll right past, the directions and the disclaimers. This is where all the crucial, less than glamorous details are hiding. The instructions themselves are pretty simple. The key seems to be drying your teeth first, which probably helps with that staying power issue we just talked about. Then you wear them for 30 minutes and rinse or brush away the gel, which, as we just found out, might be very green. Now, the safety info. There are some standard but important warnings here. It's not for kids under 16 or for pregnant women. And this last point is really interesting. Temporary white spots may appear after use. The page says not to worry. They should disappear within 48 hours. And here it is, the big one. The product's claims have not been evaluated by the FDA. Now, this is a pretty standard disclaimer for supplements and a lot of cosmetic products, but it means that those promises of stain removal and whitening haven't been medically verified by U.S. regulators. So after deconstructing this whole product page, you really see two different stories. On one hand, there's the compelling promise of a gentle, plant-based whitener that thousands of people seem to absolutely love. But on the other, there's the reality of mixed results, a potentially messy green residue, and claims that aren't FDA verified. Which brings us to the final question. Is this a truly gentle solution, or is it just a viral gamble?